Hello, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal if you are new here, and it's finally time for the long-awaited Notion tour. Some of you guys have been asking for this, majority of you haven't, but either way, it's here. And so in today's video, I'll be walking you through my Notion homepage and some of the pages I've created to basically manage my entire life. And if you haven't heard of Notion, then you can just think of it as like a digital piece of paper, but more powerful, where you can capture and manage all of your thoughts, manage a project, take notes, whatever you need. It really just empowers you to take control of your life. And if you think I'm being dramatic, then you just wait, because it's definitely changed how productive I am in my own life. But first things first, if you guys want to follow along with me on this tour, then I'll show you how to download my template. So to download this template, you'll go straight to the description box and find the link to my Notion template. From there, it will take you to a website called Gumroad. This template is completely free, but if you feel called to contribute something, that would mean a lot to me, but absolutely no pressure to do so. So once you list a fair price, you'll click I want this, and then you'll get a link to download. That will take you to Notion, where you can duplicate the template. Once you download it, it'll look something like this, and you'll find these green drop-down text boxes where you can read how to use the page if you get stuck, but you won't get stuck because you have this video to refer to. For demonstration purposes today, I'll walk you through my personal homepage so you can see how I actively use this Notion. And don't worry, it has all the same functionalities, but the aesthetic may look a little bit different, and I would highly recommend playing with the cover pictures and really just tailoring it to something that you love and want to look at every single day. And basically, when I was creating this, I didn't want to have like 1,000 pages that I have to click through to find what I need. I wanted my main homepage or hub to be a place where I could quickly view all the things I needed and get a snapshot of my life. So my homepage just gives me like this big overview of what I consider to be the most important things and things I need to view on a daily or weekly basis. Starting on the very left, you can see I have my word of the year, which is intentionality, and then I have a picture from Pinterest just reminding me to trust the seeds I'm planting, which is also on my vision board. Then below that is my menu, where I have all the links to the pages I find essential, and we'll touch upon what are in those pages later on in this video. If you ever want to add a link here, let's say you made like a homework tracker in Notion, all you have to do is duplicate one of these, hover over the link, then press edit, name it whatever you want, and then you can link to that page or to an external like website page. This middle part has saved me more times than I can count, because sometimes in life we're moving so fast and someone tells us we gotta do XYZ, and then we take like a mental note of it and then forget it 2 seconds later. So this is my area of where I want to put all of those little things. So it's kind of like my running list of to-dos, and things that are of higher priority I tend to move to the top and mark them in red so I can remember to schedule that in my weekly to-dos. And then the ones that are of lower priority, I leave at the bottom just so I don't forget. You'll also see that I have this little running low drop-down list, and I use this to basically capture all of the household items I'm almost out of. And then when I go to Target or something, I can pull up Notion on my phone and remind myself of the things that I need to get in case I didn't add it to my shopping list. Then I also have the same thing for my side hustles. And then below that, I have another quote as well. And then this video just links out to one of my favorite YouTube artists, singers, Joseph Solomon, and then I can just listen to this playlist while I'm planning out my life. And this kind of just gives me like those MySpace vibes. On the very right, we have my intention and goals. If you've been following me for the last few months, then you already know how I use this section, but this is just a copy of what's in my intentions, goals, and reflections page. And I like putting this on my home page just because it reminds me of what I want to accomplish this month so I don't forget it. Something new I added to this though are these widgets, and they're actually from a third-party site called Indify, but it's super straightforward. How I use them here is just by tracking anything that's like ongoing, like how many workouts I've done and if I've tracked my expenses for the week. But I just started implementing this, so I'll definitely keep you updated on if I like this format or not, but I've been loving it so far. Now, if you scroll down, here is where you can plan out your week. How I like to use this is that every time I start a new week, I put the 2 things I want to focus on or accomplish, and then I'll take a look at what's in my running to-do list and start to time box those tasks. So for example, I highlighted in red, schedule a smog check. So I made sure to make time for that this week, which is scheduled for Saturday. And I think this has been really helping me to actually stay on top of those tasks and see where I can fit those in with my days. Something else I like to do is take a look at my calendar here at the bottom and then add any appointments or events I have for that week so I can just better plan my days outside of work. And that leads me to my calendar view. This is basically like any calendar that you've ever worked on. If you want to add an event, all you have to do is press this plus sign and then you can name it as well as give it an end date or a start time. So super simple. The next view I have is my habit tracker. And I know this is not the most aesthetic view, and I'm still trying to find the best way to display this. I chose to make my tracker like this just so I can have all the data on how I'm doing, like the average amount of sleep I'm getting, the percentage of times I'm meeting that habit to date. And so it just gives me cues on if I'm doing well or slacking off, and then I can really see if I'm making something a habit or not. To add an entry, all you have to do is click on this new button. Give it a title. I just like to do the day and the date, and then I let Notion pick the icon for me. Then I'll track how much sleep I got, which I think today was 7. Today I feel productive. I did drink 3 bottles of water. I did drink my collagen. I didn't take greens or creatine. And then I did have a phone this morning, but I haven't read yet. So once I enter that, you can see those averages at the bottom have changed. Now, if you want to add a new habit to this, all you have to do is click the plus button at the top here, select checkbox, and rename it. It's also very important, so how I have this set up is to only show the data entries for that month. So at the very end of every single month, make sure that you're also changing the filter to reflect the current month that we're in. Now, the last view that I have here, my database for my content. This shows me all the upcoming videos I have planned, when I need to film them, post them, and then I can also go into each page and plan each one out from my home page. In the template, I do not give you guys access to this, but I just wanted to show you this because I think it's super helpful if you have another database that you want to add to your home page. Let me give you guys a quick example of what I'm talking about. So we'll go we'll add a page, get something from templates. Let's just grab this class notes one. So you see here, there is this database and you want to add this on your home page. All you have to do is go to all of your views and then you'll click add view, and then you'll link to that database you just created, so your class notes, and then you can give that view a title, and then you can also pick how you want to show this. So you can show it as a table, board, a timeline, calendar list, gallery, and there's a bunch of different things that you can play with. But again, I just find this database view to be super powerful just so you can view all the things that you need to in one place. Very last thing I'll walk you through on my home page are my miscellaneous pages. The first one is an archive for all of my intention, goals, and reflection pages, which I'll walk you through in a second. The second one here is for all of my random notes that I kind of use for journaling and capturing the random things that I'm thinking of. When you click into here, you see that I also have one for quotes. So I can just open this quickly on my phone too, and whenever I hear a good quote, I can just jot it down. So I have a few here. But then I also give my notes a category so I can remember what it's about. So I have like brain dump, life, career, and then also relationship. If you ever want to change these, all you have to do is click on the title and then edit the property and delete or add whatever you want. And then I also have tags to remember how I felt when I wrote it. That is random notes, and then we'll go to recipes. I don't know about you guys, but every week I'm like, what am I gonna eat? And then I try to remember all the things I've made in the past and completely forget what I've made. So I have this here to remember the things that I actually enjoyed cooking. So every time you click new, you'll get a template that looks something like this, where you can put the total cook time, how many yields, you can link out to that recipe. You can also rate how you like this dish. So this one was a 5 out of 5. And then I just copy and paste what ingredients I need and the directions to make it. And then if there's a video to that recipe too, I'll also add that. And then this very last one is just my page dumps page. These are basically the random links so that it doesn't get scattered on my homepage. Like when you saw I made that homework notes one, it just randomly made that page in the middle of the homepage, so I just put it here to better manage. So now I'll walk you through all the menu links that I have, and again, you should have access to all of these besides my content planner. So starting with my weekly planner, I actually got this format idea from the Flourish Planner on YouTube. If you haven't checked her out, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'll link her in the description box below alongside the other YouTubers I watched when building my Notion, but she is obviously amazing and I love how she just thought of this page layout. But this page is essentially the same as my home page, but all in one single spot. What I wanted to highlight though is that anything you change in here, from your daily to-dos to this week's focus to your calendar, anything you change will reflect in the home page and vice versa. So you can essentially plan your weekend here and then it'll get reflected again on your home page, which I think is really cool. The next page I want to show you are my 2023 goals. Here is where I put all of my yearly plan and goals for the year. You'll see again, this is my word of the year and reminder of the year, which again are synced to my homepage. And then I have all of my 2023 goals listed out in 5 different buckets, which is finance, health and wellness, personal, relationships, and then YouTube. And then I can add whatever goals that I have. In this as well, when you add a goal, you can give it a name. You can also give it a priority. So if it's low, medium, high, when it's start date, so Q1, Q2, Q3, and then the status of it. And then if you want, you can also open this goals template that I created, and it basically asks you what is your why behind this goal, and then envision already achieving this goal, what it would look like. And so if you ever want to clearly define any of the goals that you have, you can do that for each thing. From this page too, you can view this as a board. You can view all of your goals. You can view it by what's in progress and then also what's been completed. So that is my goals page. Next is my January IGR. You guys have seen me do this twice now, so if you want a more in-depth version of how I do this, check out my monthly resets. You'll find my yearly goals. I like to put this in here so that every month when I'm figuring out what my goals are for this month, I can reflect it back to my yearly goals. So that's why I have this. And again, anything you change in here will change in the yearly goals page. Same buckets for my monthly goals, and then I also have an intention sentence that I can write up. So like this month, I intend to ... At the end of the month, I'll come back into this page and then write my monthly reflection. So 3 things I learned, 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things I want to let go of, a short sentence. I can list out all the memories I had this month, good and bad, and then I can have like my favorites list. And then also at the end of the month too, I will do my monthly reset routine and try to hit all 3 of these categories. How I actually use this too, just so you guys know, is whenever it's a new month, I'll scroll down into this archive. I'll essentially make a copy of this master template, click the ellipses tool right here, and then I'll press duplicate. I'll rename it to the title of this month. I will copy this link, and when I'm ready to change it out, scroll back to this, hover over, edit, change the name to reflect the month, and then also change the link. So that's how you do that. And then I also link out, like I mentioned before, to my conscious spending plan, which is just to my Google spreadsheet. For you guys, this links out to the Etsy page that I bought my spreadsheet from, and then content map, and then my random notes page. So again, all those quick links. So that wraps up my Notion tour for today. Hopefully that all made sense. Feel free to do what you will with this template. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If I'm making any changes in my Notion, I'll be sure to make you guys aware of that as well. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.
Okay, like, how was you feeling, bro? Feeling like the 4, I feel fantastic. Which one would you be, though? Mr. Fantastic, cause I'm money like a less. I'm very traffic, you smoke oregano, I'm smoking on Nick Cat. I'm a reaper, you know, when I'm with my dick, cause she said too big on the map. This, how was you feeling, bro? Feeling like the 4, I feel fantastic. Which one would you be, though? Mr. Fantastic, cause I'm money like a less. I'm very traffic, you smoke oregano, I'm smoking on Nick Cat. I'm a reaper, you know, when I'm with my dick, cause she said too big on the map.